Valley's fullback Clark's kickoff goes deep into North territory, where the Australian rules convert. Barry Spring kicks well downfield, taking play inside Valley's 25. North's forwards are positioned to keep the Diehards penned in. Norris waits for his backs to line out before trying to make a break, but he's quickly taken down. Valley's forwards are prepared to take the tackle as they ruck the ball out. With the fourth tackle coming up, Wilson whips a pass to Clark. But moving up fast in defense, Hall causes Clark to kick hurriedly, and Adams gains possession for Norths in a strong attacking position. Jim Adams steps inside tackle as Valley's forwards are slow in forming up. A quick play the ball allows hard-running Simpson to burst through on the blind. North swing the ball to the open side, but are standing too shallow to run onto the ball effectively and lose ground in possession. Valleys win the early scrums, but North drive Martin Scanlon back into the rucks, preventing the Diehards from developing any flow in their play. Retzless kicks over the head of the defense, and Valleys can now apply pressure to North's well inside their own half. But snappy passing beats the cover defense, and Brown left puts a kick for the line, the ball beating Clark into touch near the 25. Wilson wins the scrum as Clark comes up, endeavoring to create an overlap. Alan Scanlon tries to cut back infield, but North smartly close up the gap. Standing deep in the ruck, Moose Maguire takes Gill's pass on the burst as he heads for an opening, but North's forwards defend well. The backs make little headway as they tend to be too individual in their methods. The Devils cheer squad urge North's on as the slow-motion camera defines a backline thrust that comes to ground when Harrison fails in his attempt to step inside the converging defense. Valleys are on the attack as Threlfo's smartly executed pass gives second rower Payne an opportunity to kick for the line. A logical tactic with the Diehards getting a better than even share of possession from the scrums. Maguire draws the defense, but spoils his work with an untidy pass. Gill is grounded just over halfway. Hesitancy in Valley's passing gives North time to position themselves in defense. Referee Don Lancashire calls out second rower Ian Massey to issue a warning for the use of a stiff arm on Martin Scanlon after he'd passed the ball. Valley's vigorous prop forwards Capper and Maguire combine to crash into North's 25. Sweeping the ball out to their backs behind the ruck, Valleys again attack, but are driven across field by the close marking defense. A clever reverse pass by Retzless gives Capper a chance to make ground, but North's defensive overlaps frustrate Valleys. Endeavoring to change the point of attack, Retzless passes to Martin Scanlon. On to Threlfo, but he's taken down about 15 yards out. Gill stands out of the scrum to protect the blind side, but Valleys are penalized inside their 25 and slightly to the right of the uprights. A good chance for Gordon to put first points on the board. Through the center, and after just over 20 minutes, North lead 2-0. Making better use of the ball, North hammer away at Valley's defense in a series of sustained attacks. They finally break through as Massey goes over in the 27th minute. North lead 5-0. Attempting a counter-attack, Valleys can't find a weak link in North's line, and Gill is forced to cross field. But on the 25, they employ intelligent passing and back up, probing for openings on the blind side. Hooker Wilson tries an up and under and follows the ball through, but it's taken by Katanec. North use their forwards with Massey running wide and Hall bursting down the middle as they clear the 25. Kicking from their own half on the fourth tackle, North then move up fast in defence, frustrating Valley's efforts to straighten up. North's coach, Bobby Bax, urges his Devils on, but it's bad luck for Valleys as winger Abraham sustains an injured shoulder. Wally Posky replaces him. North win a scrum near halfway and go the blind. Katanec sending the burly Fonda Matassa away. Payne takes him in a good tackle, but Norths are within sight of the line. They're looking dangerous, and the famed die-hard tackling is being severely put to the test. With the fourth tackle coming up, Fowler sends a long pass to Brown. On to Hall on the burst with Massey in support. Beating Wilson and Posky, Hall sends Matassa flying for the corner, and he's in. The Devils cheer squad goes into action to acclaim the fine try that takes North to an 8-0 lead. Here's the try again from another angle. And at half-time, it's 8-0 in North's favour. It's a big lead in a grand final, particularly with North producing their typically safe type of game. They appreciate the value of percentage football, keeping the ball in play and waiting to pounce on their opponent's mistakes. Valleys are to make changes during the interval. Regular lock forward Ron Gurnett, out through injury for 2 games, is to replace Posky. Gurnett's to play in the centre, so Alan Scanlon moves out to the wing. On the resumption, Norths immediately endeavour to take control. As they've done from the outset, they move up smartly to unsettle Valleys, hoping to gain possession in the opposition half. But Valleys relish a challenge, and the opening minutes of the second half are pretty torrid. Making good use of the wind, Retzless punts downfield. His finely placed kick almost beating Spring at a touch, a few yards short of the corner. Spring has Adams in support, and the long-striding winger breaks Gill's tackle, but is taken by Gurnett and Kappa. The Diehards are more positive in their approach now and must pour on maximum pressure if they're to get back into the game. Coach Henry Holloway is feeling the tension as Valleys are constantly turned back by North. Playing his 100th game for Valleys, hard-working Martin Scanlon sidesteps his way to the centre, but Threlfo is easily claimed as the movement breaks down. Valleys use their hard-running forwards and look effective until Payne trips. Maguire goes across the face of the ruck in an effort to feed the outside backs, but the speedy cover defence foils his plan. North's hooker, Bob Fowler, receives ambulance attention for a head injury, but soon returns to the field. Hall's full-blooded bursts through the rucks are playing havoc with Valley's defense as he frequently takes 2 or more tacklers with him. Valleys are penalized for being inside the 5 yards, and a shot for goal is to be taken within comfortable kicking distance for Gordon. Right on line, and Norths increased their lead to 10-0 after about 10 minutes of the second half. Payne sparks off a raid, but the ball is deflected by Harrison. Following on, Payne regains possession. Valleys are in a sound attacking position, but tend to stand too wide, thereby losing the chance of using snappy passing rushes to beat the pacey cover defenders. Bobby Back says, move up, and the Devils carry out his orders to the letter. A perfectly timed pass from Threlfo to Martin Scanlon gives Valleys a chance as Norris streaks for the corner, but he's dragged down inches short. With a scrum to pack down, Valleys are still in a strong scoring position. Hooker Fowler is penalized for striking with the nearest foot, giving Valleys a simple chance to open their account. This could be the boost they need to lift their game. Clark is online, but Valleys still trail by 8 points. It's 10-2 after 57 minutes. Brown is providing a good service from the scrum base, but the ball rarely reaches the flanks. Switching the point of attack, Brown's pass sends Williamson into the open spaces, and he's got Adams in support. Although cramped for room, Adams skillfully wrong-foots the defense to tear down the flank until taken from behind by Norris. A scrum penalty against Valleys provides Norths with a chance to add to their score, although the kick's to be taken from a sharp angle. The flags are up, and Norths lead 12-2. Valleys need 2 converted tries to make up the deficit, as Maguire, Payne and Myers combine in a ground-gaining burst. Payne kicks at Brown in retaliation for the spearing tackle. The fiery second rower is called out by Don Lancashire for a warning as the linesman moves in to report the incident. The Diehards reserve warriors that love to be in the thick of the battle. Payne is tireless as he chops off attacks on the fringe of the rucks, but the Devils appear the fresher team and take play away from the Diehards. Valleys are slow to follow the ball, losing valuable opportunities to snatch away the initiative. Adams knocks on, giving Valleys a welcome chance to gain possession. With time drawing in, Valleys supporters show their emotions. Martin and Alan Scanlon are held inside North's 25. Threlfo darts from dummy half as North's forwards leave gaps in the rucks, but Valleys break down in fundamentals to virtually throw opportunities away, and Norths recapture possession. Both teams are tiring, but Norths are more constructive. They're in little danger of losing their grip on the match. The Diehards just can't seem to find the same drive that brought them so many dramatic last-minute victories earlier in the season. Jim Adams is in the clear, but Retzler's one-leg tackle brings him down, giving Valleys time to form up in defense. But they're weary and merely bunch up, giving North scope to run freely from the rucks. Paul is a constant threat, but Gurnett and Payne crash the big top to the ground. A quick play the ball, and Massey goes the blind side, but has little room to move. Norths are in command, but Martin Scanlon continues smothering their attacks. Valleys tighten their defences in the rucks and have the blind side well covered. Brown tries a left-footed shot for goal, but the kick is well wide of the post. Clark seems to have the ball under control, following it to the dead ball line. It stops rolling, and with Harrison charging through, Clark is forced to kick into touch. Norths enjoy a larger percentage of possession, but there are periods of ragged play as the hard game takes its effect on both sides. Gradually, the Devils get within striking range of Valley's line as Williamson is taken by Gurnett and Kappa. Fowler to Matata, but he's crashed into the corner post also by Gurnett and Kappa. It's no try. Norths charge again, but Valleys desperately endeavour to keep them out. The Devils are within 15 yards of the post as Brown sends a long pass back to Spring, who puts a field goal that just about seals Valley's doom. Norths lead 14-2. With little time left, Gurnett sends the ball to the open side of North's forwards, bunched on the blind. Their defence is scattered, but quickly regroups to take Clark before an attack is established. In an exciting bid to snare the season's biggest prize from a well-nigh hopeless position, Valleys set out on another raid, but Norths have them well covered. Martin Scanlon kicks over the head of the defence to follow on, but Harrison fields the ball within seconds of the finish. Norths keep their line intact, and it's all over. Norths win 14-2. It's the 5th time they've beaten Valleys in 7 grand final meetings and their 11th premiership in all. They won 6 in successive seasons from 19...